Hi guys, I wanted to record this video very quickly to show you how I've corrected an issue that we've had here. So when this customer sent me their logo over, it is very trimmed very close to the edge, which means it's sitting in the kind of furthest left hand and bottom corner of the page, which obviously we'd prefer it to be a little bit more centered up here. It does obviously depend, we've only got a certain space for a logo, and it does depend on how optimal the size of the logo is compared with what we optimally want. So ideally we want something that's about 740 pixels wide by 300 high, so that would be the best size logo, but obviously that's not going to work for everybody because people's logos are different shapes and sizes, so we just kind of have to come up with the best possible fit. But I'm just going to show you how I changed this for this customer. So what I actually did was I pulled it in to PowerPoint, and I got rid of, under view, I hid all the guides because I had a bunch of guides in here, but I pulled it into basically a PowerPoint slide, and it's a nice quality logo, so I'm going to just take a screenshot of this and I can play around. I use a little tool called Sketch, but there's lots of free screenshot tools out there. But basically all I did was I took a screenshot which gave some more border on this left hand side, and so let me demonstrate, and a bit more border at the bottom. So I'm still going to keep it quite close to this right hand side because that's not where we're trying to push it. Let's just and so I'm trying to give it some margin down here. We don't need too much margin at the top because it's sitting low rather than high, and we need more margin on the left hand side. So I've just given it a greater kind of width. As I said, I think our optimal width is 300 by 740, I think I said. So we're just trying to kind of get as close to that, and while also repositioning things so that it kind of sits in the right place. So if I then take a screenshot of that, for example, but let's just save this as an image. So I'm just going to export that as an image, just drop it on my desktop because I'm fiddling around with versions here, and just call it version 4. And click save. And then what we're going to do is we're going to import that back to the customer. So this is, let's just remind ourselves. In fact, I'll tell you what I'm going to do. I'm going to do another version of this leaflet in another browser window so we can update one and not the other, and you can see the difference between the two. So we are going to go down to here, so you can see at the moment it's a bit stuck in that left hand corner. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to change that logo over to the new version that I've just created. Okay, so let's upload that new logo. Do version 4. Click to update. And then let's just take a look. So this was the original one, and let's just refresh it on here. So if we just refresh that page, we'll see that that's moved more to the center because we've given it some white space here and some white space at the bottom. So it's just positioned better. And if we wanted to increase any of that, then we could obviously move that up and give it more bottom area down here as well, or we could move it slightly sideways and give it more space on the left. Let me just review. So that was that version, sort of stuck down in that left hand corner, and that is that version, which is obviously much better positioned. Okay, so that is a quick and easy way to slightly readjust the positioning of your logo if it's not looking as good as it should be. Okay, cheers guys, hope it's useful.